Let's be honest, Maine's hunting rulebook can feel like a maze. But, getting it wrong just isn't an option. So over the next few minutes, we're going to break down all the must-know rules, from licenses all the way to the final tag, so you can step into those woods feeling confident and knowing you're doing it safely and, of course, legally.
Hunting in Maine is so much more than a hobby. It's a deep-rooted tradition. But like this slide says, your journey doesn't start in the woods. It actually starts with paperwork. Think of these regulations as the foundation for every single hunt you'll ever go on. Get this right and everything else follows.
So let's start at square one, getting legal. Before you can even dream about seasons or gear, you've got to have the right licenses and permits. This part is completely non-negotiable, so let's walk through how it all works.
And here's where it gets interesting, and frankly, a little intimidating. Maine has over 30 different types of hunting licenses. Yeah, you heard that right, over 30. It all depends on what you're hunting, the gear you're using, and even your age. This really just shows why you have to know this system inside and out.
Okay, the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to think of it like going to an amusement park. Your license? That's your general admission ticket. It just gets you in the gate. Then you have a permit. That's like a special pass for a really popular ride, say for deer or bear. And finally, the stamp. Think of that as your ticket to a special event, like the fireworks show, in this case, for things like migratory waterfowl.
Oh, and one more thing, especially for anyone just starting out, there's another gate you have to pass through. You absolutely cannot get that first license without completing a hunter's safety course. It's really the state's way of making sure that everyone heading into the woods is on the same page about safety and responsibility.
All right, so you've navigated the paperwork, you're officially licensed, you have your ticket. But that doesn't mean the park is open, right? Now we got to figure out when you can actually hunt. So let's try and decode Maine's pretty complex hunting seasons.
Now, to make sense of this without getting totally overwhelmed, we're just going to focus on one of the most popular game animals in the state, deer. The same basic ideas we cover here will apply to other animals like bear, moose, and turkey, but this will keep it super simple and clear.
So here's a quick look at the Maine deer season for 2025. You'll notice two key things right away. There's a special day set aside just for Maine residents. That's a pretty cool perk. And then the general firearms season kicks in, which covers most of November. You really need to have these dates circled on your calendar. But here's the twist. It's not just about what you hunt. It's also about how you hunt. The specific dates you're allowed in the woods can change, and I mean change dramatically, based on the equipment you choose. This is a layer of complexity that trips a lot of people up. And this slide shows you exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a bow hunter, your prime time is October. But if you switch to a muzzleloader, all of a sudden your season jumps to early December. So the big takeaway here is that you have to filter all the rules, not just by the animal, but by your specific method of hunting. It's critical.
Okay, so you're licensed, and you know your season. We're moving from the planning phase to the doing phase. Let's talk about the essential on-the-ground rules you have to follow when you're actually out there. These are the laws that keep everyone safe.
First up, Hunter Orange. And yeah, the definition is that specific for a reason. They're not messing around. This super bright color is probably the most critical piece of safety gear you'll have. It's designed to be absolutely unmistakable to the human eye in daylight, and it prevents so many tragic accidents.
Okay, memorize this number, 100 yards. It is illegal to discharge a firearm within this distance of a residential building without getting the owner's permission first. It's a simple rule of respect, and it's all about safety. It protects homeowners and, honestly, helps maintain public support for hunting.
Now, your daily hunting window is actually pretty generous. It runs from a half hour before sunrise all the way to a half hour after sunset. But, and this is a big one, there's a major exception. It's a long-standing Maine tradition. Sunday hunting is strictly illegal. No exceptions. It's a protected day of rest for both landowners and wildlife across the entire state.
Look, following the law is the bare minimum. That's just the starting point. Real hunters in Maine also follow a code of ethics. This is all about ensuring the future of the sport and showing respect for the land, the wildlife, and the whole community.
This quote, straight from the rulebook, just nails it. Ethics are what we do when no one else is watching. Think about it. In the huge Maine woods, you're often totally alone. It's those choices you make when no one's there to see that truly define you as a hunter.
So what does that actually mean when you're out there? Well, it means you always ask for permission before stepping on private land. It means you leave a place better than you found it so the next generation can enjoy it too. And it means recognizing you're sharing the woods. You might see traps out there, and you just leave them be.
Part of this ethical code is kind of policing the sport from within. Poachers are not hunters. They're thieves, and they're stealing a public resource from all of us. So if you see a violation, Operation Game Thief gives you a totally anonymous way to report it and help protect Maine's incredible wildlife.
Now, your responsibility doesn't end the moment you take a successful shot. Believe it or not, there are a few more crucial, legally required steps you have to take to complete your hunt the right way. It's actually a pretty simple two-step process. First, you have to tag the animal immediately. No waiting. Slap a tag on it with your name, address, and license number. Second, you have 18 hours to get that animal to an official registration station. This isn't just busy work. That registration process provides absolutely crucial data for managing wildlife population.
And luckily, we live in the 21st century, so technology makes this final step incredibly easy. The state's official ME Outdoors app can use your phone's GPS to pinpoint the closest tagging station to you. It totally removes any guesswork and makes it super simple to stay in compliance.
So, we've walked through the licenses, the seasons, and the safety laws. You basically have the map, but the rules are really just the beginning. The real question is, are you ready to embrace the deep personal responsibility that comes with being a Maine hunter, a true steward of the wild?